Hi, this is a quick demonstration of the upcoming VoiceLive 2 editor. It's nearly finished, so it should be out very soon. The initial release won't have the live screen in it, as it says there, but that will come later on. If you buy the full version, all updates are free to it anyway. Now, I've created a preset with 4 steps, so I'm just going to delete these steps.
Elvis Radio, so we've got Elvis Radio, so like that.
Just going to turn it off so I've got like a blank voice. First thing I'm going to do is to just insert a step afterwards. So step 2 is blank, step 1.
Because it is safe, we've still got the Elvis Radio effect, basically.
Right, so I'm just going to create a couple more.
There's one more.
Another one more there. Now, what the editor allows you to do is to memorize steps from other presets. It's quite easy. You just basically pull up the preset on the screen, so you can edit in it. Right-click at step, and then you can basically copy that. I'll go through that afterwards anyway. But to start with, I want to use a step from another preset, so right-click that one, step, paste step, and then it will memorize. It can memorize up to 10. These are the ones that I've memorized here. So I'm going to choose an obvious one like Dominus Requiem for step 2. This is Dominus Requiem. So that's obvious. That's there.
Step 2, step 1 is Elvis Radio.
Step 2, Dominus Requiem. Step 3, again, it's blank. Well, it's not blank, it just happens to be a blankish sound. But I'm going to copy one there. Oops, he says, paste from Pro Kids. There you go.
Again,
These are just ones that you can hear the difference of Pro Kids 3,
2, whatever it was.
Dominus Requiem.
Elvis Radio.
So you can see it's
very easy way of collecting that. What you might find is that
blank one. What you might find is that you really only have like a base of 4 or 5 steps or presets of the song, which you could then tweak a little bit. That's what I tend to have, is start off with the bass that suits my voice, and you tweak it so that your voice sounds good in it, and then you just add effects in. So it's very good for doing that. You can just start off with your basses and then just tweak them after. Now, you've also got a clipboard at the top here, which is an effects clipboard, and that allows you to copy individual effects like harmony, delay, double effects. So I could copy harmony from here, reverb, so let's put it on the clipboard, and then when I want to use it, I go to the step or the preset of a step that I want to go to, and then just click paste. This clipboard bit is volatile, and so that when you exit the program, start back up again, they'll be forgotten. Whereas the step clipboard is semi-permanent, so you can start the editor, stop the editor, whatever you want to do, it will still be there. They'll still be there. They're even still there if you delete the presets they're based on, because they're not actually. It's a separate copy of that preset at the time. Yeah, so you could you could have in the steps 2 ones with the same name and everything, but done it at a different time, and they could sound totally different. But that's here nor there really. So let's get out of that thing there. Back onto this screen here. This section here is a nice little area because it gives you an overview of how the sound is of that preset is generated. As you can see there, that's your dry signal, your lead levels going into each one of them, and that's your effects level going into each one of them. And then there's how much of that you want going into there, and how much of that you want going into there, and so on. So that's a pretty good. I find that quite handy just to look at now and again, so you can just see what's going on. Now, I'm not going to go over the use of the editor because hopefully you've played with the demo. You've also got on this full version the studio screen. I'm just going to be on the screen there. And it's a different way of editing them basically. That's your effect level and your lead level of the micro mod and your delay, the reverb, harmony, double, and so on. So it's like a duplication of the other side, really, but I find it easier so you can visually see what's going on, and that's your voices over here. So if I click on that then, or anything to do with that, it's going to pop up with all the parameters to do with the micro mod, or the delay, or the reverb, or the harmony. If you want to change the style, just click that, then the style list appears underneath, and so on. So it's just a nice, easier way. Visual, I find it better to my eyes anyway. You concentrate more on the effect there than looking at all the other bits up there. Also, you've got a nice bit of help for the effect there, which you can have a read through. And you've also got on hints. Yeah, so it gives you hints of what that effect does as well. So it makes it nice and easy. You've also, on the voices then, they're all over here, voice 1, voice 2, voice 3, voice 4. If you're choosing a harmony mode, which is MIDI based, that will come up as MIDI notes mode, because you can't adjust those like you can as an individual, a voice type preset. You've got access to the rhythmic, the hard tune, and you've got access to the preset controls, what your shortcut button is mapped to, and what your expression pedals map to, and so on. And then you can go back to your preset screen there. You can load, save, delete, import, export, print, and abort changes. You've got similar things if you right click, load, save, delete, import, export, print, and so on. Yeah. You'll notice if I go back to the other screen, I can just do by doing that. In your preset screen, if you right click, then the other ones are now active, so you can export, import presets, delete selected presets, save. Everything is there really. Go back to the edit screen. Obviously you can insert steps before, after, and you've got your clipboards, copy, paste, delete, and so on. So it's a very, very quick tour of what it does. Say that the studio screen is the screen that I prefer to use. Might just be me. So I'm just going to close that one down. The library, you can do backups. So I can make a backup of all my presets. Like so. That's made a backup. If I double click it, then that's all the presets there. And then you can copy presets around. Let me just go to step 1. Elvis Radio. So you got let's go back to my library. I was on the wrong screen. If I scroll down, Scorpio Love, whatever that is, Running Endurance. Save the. What else we got? What I've done, what the library holds, you've got 0 to 999, which is blank initially. You can fill them up with whatever you like. And then 1000 onwards, I get there. Come on. Ooh, have I gone too far? Yeah. Look at the screen, boy. 1000 onwards. These are presets which are on voice support. The mega packs and I think they got the VoiceLive page GTX as well as a load of other ones. So there's around about 1000 of them, I suppose, is there? About 1000 of them. 1010 roughly, which you can play around with. You can move them from there. If I just demonstrate it, go back to 1000. I can then just do a section like that, copy that, paste them over there, and they appear there. This is now flashing. Tell me that nothing's been updated yet, so you can always abort what you're doing. If you're happy with that's how you want it set, you just apply changes, and they get written to the VoiceLive 2. You can also build. That's the way you can build up your library as well. Say, for example, you had, these are my ones I've done today. So you can copy those. Go to your thing up here, paste from device, and that's that selection there. Again, nothing has been written to the library yet, or to the VoiceLive 2 until you press that button there. Well, I don't particularly want to do that. So I can get rid of that one. That's just set up screen, config screen, presets, edit. So hopefully that'll give you some idea what it'll do. I will be doing some more videos to do with it when it's totally finished, but I thought I'd just give it so you can see where it is at the moment. It's nearly there. Just a few little minor tweaks. So the live screen won't be out for a bit yet because I've got to really think about that one. It's mainly to do with the steps and the fact that the VoiceLive 2 is a foot-based controller, so it'd be quite easy to confuse the live mode by pressing buttons on the touch, and it would be a bit confused. I won't explain why, but it would be. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the little video. It's only not a teaser, is the wrong word, just to let you know where it stands. Yeah, there we go. Signing off. 11 minutes and 1, 2, 3 seconds.